What if the most magical creature in the world was also the most dangerous? That's not just a question, it's the chilling setup of a movie that turns fantasy into pure chaos. Forget everything you know about unicorns. This isn't a glittery fairy tale. This is blood, greed, secrets, and a creature that should never have been touched. In today's video, we're diving deep into Death of a Unicorn, a twisted mix of horror, satire, and dark comedy. You'll learn the full story, the hidden message behind the madness, and why this movie is not what it first appears to be. From powerful performances to shocking moments the trailers didn't show, we're uncovering everything. But stay with us till the end, because what starts as a bizarre accident soon spirals into a violent showdown between nature and human greed. And believe me, there's one scene involving the unicorn that will haunt your thoughts long after the movie ends. So, if you're ready for something weird, wild, and completely unexpected, welcome to Movies Review, where stories come to life. Hit that subscribe button and let's begin. Death of a Unicorn isn't just a wild title, it's a bold new entry into the world of horror satire that's already getting people talking. Blending dark comedy, fantasy, and grotesque horror, the film marks a debut feature by Alex Sharfman, and it wastes no time throwing viewers into something they've never quite seen before. At first glance, the movie feels strange, maybe even ridiculous, but beneath that odd surface lies a sharp and chaotic tale that digs into modern greed, the cruelty of privilege, and the mystery of a creature long believed to be nothing more than myth. The cast is one of the movie's biggest draws. Paul Rudd plays the easygoing father who quickly finds himself in over his head. Jenna Ortega brings her signature intensity to the role of the daughter, mixing fearlessness with sarcasm. And then there's Will Poulter, delivering a scene-stealing performance as a spoiled, unhinged heir who believes he's untouchable. The film also stars veteran names like Richard E. Grant and Téa Leoni, each bringing an over-the-top flair to a story that's already teetering on the edge of madness. Death of a Unicorn doesn't fit neatly into one genre. It's a dark comedy, yes, but with moments of real horror. It plays like a fairy tale gone completely wrong. The film swings between absurd humor and gruesome gore with confidence, inviting the audience to laugh one moment and wince the next. It's a creature feature with something to say, and it's not afraid to be weird. Very weird. The story kicks off with a road trip, a peaceful, foggy drive through the forest. Paul Rudd's character, Elliot, and his teenage daughter, played by Jenna Ortega, are heading toward a retreat. The air is quiet, the roads are empty. Then, out of nowhere, a majestic unicorn steps into their path. There's no time to stop. The car slams into the creature. It's a brutal and unexpected accident that changes everything. Most people would panic. Most would try to hide what they've done, but Elliot chooses honesty. He contacts a nearby elite family, the one hosting the retreat on their private island. This family isn't just wealthy, they're powerful, mysterious, and deeply invested in pharmaceuticals. When they hear about the unicorn, they don't react with shock or sympathy. They see opportunity. To them, this creature's blood isn't just rare, it's valuable. Dangerous diseases might be curable, aging might be slowed, profits could skyrocket. But what no one realizes is that the unicorn wasn't alone. And it definitely wasn't just a myth. That creature's death wasn't the end. It was the beginning of something darker. Nature has rules, magic has a cost, and this family, they're about to pay it. The film sets this all up within the first act, quickly moving from curiosity to fear. You can feel the tension rising, even as the characters pretend everything is under control, but it's not. And soon, the unicorn's death becomes a curse they can't outrun. Once the unicorn's body is in the hands of the billionaire family, things start to spiral out of control. The unicorn, though dead, leaves behind more than just a mystery. It leaves a presence, one that grows stronger by the hour. Strange noises echo through the halls of the island mansion. People begin to act differently. Some grow paranoid, others greedy, and soon things start to disappear, including people. The family's obsession with the horn's healing properties takes center stage. They're not thinking about consequences, they're thinking about power. But the unicorn, this force of nature, was never meant to be tampered with. As the days pass, the island becomes a prison. Something is watching. And it's not just one unicorn. That creature's death has triggered something much larger, something that can't be contained. The movie uses this slow build of chaos to great effect. We watch as each character, blinded by greed or arrogance, begins to fall. Rooms fill with blood, secrets get exposed, and the once beautiful estate transforms into a nightmare. It's no longer a science experiment, it's a battle for survival. The unicorn, once a symbol of purity, becomes a weapon of vengeance. The storyline becomes less about what the unicorn was and more about what it represents. Nature's judgment. The pace quickens, the characters run, but there's no escape. Every decision leads to more death, and by the time they realize the truth, it's already too late. Death of a Unicorn dances on a knife's edge between ridiculous and disturbing. The tone is unpredictable. One moment you're laughing at a bizarre one-liner, and the next you're watching something brutally violent unfold in slow motion. It's a film that doesn't ask for permission. It charges forward with confidence, knowing exactly what it wants to be. Part satire, part horror, part fantasy gone wrong. Visually, the film blends dark, moody lighting with sudden bursts of color, especially during creature scenes. The unicorn isn't soft and glowing. It's wild-eyed, covered in blood, with a horn that looks more like a weapon than a miracle. The design choices are loud and deliberate. Everything is meant to feel just a little off, pushing the viewer into discomfort. The movie doesn't take itself too seriously, but that's part of its charm. The script knows when to let the audience breathe, usually with strange humor or awkward character moments. But then it pulls you right back into the madness with another twist, another attack, another grotesque surprise. The experience feels like a roller coaster, clunky at times, but thrilling nonetheless. It's not elegant, it's not clean, but it's unforgettable. At the heart of all the chaos lies a message, a warning. Death of a Unicorn might look like a wild horror movie on the surface, but it's making sharp commentary underneath. The biggest theme? Greed, especially the kind that comes with power, money, and science pushed too far. The billionaire family doesn't care about the unicorn as a living being. They see it as a product, a way to live longer, a path to billions. The film clearly critiques the pharmaceutical industry and the idea of rich elites thinking they're above the natural world. It's an eat the rich satire in disguise, dressed in blood, jokes, and unicorn hair. There's also a strong environmental message. Messing with nature comes at a price. You don't just take without giving back. The film drives this point home with every brutal scene. There's also a more personal theme, the father-daughter bond. It's not the most emotional part of the film, but it offers something human in the middle of all the madness. Elliot wants to protect his daughter, but he's also part of the problem. Their relationship adds small moments of heart between the horror, grounding the story just enough. So here's the question we leave you with. Would you keep a unicorn if it could kill? Would you take the risk for the power, the fame, the cure, or would you run the other way? Death of a Unicorn isn't just a movie, it's a warning dressed in blood and glitter. It's about what happens when humans try to own what was never meant to be touched. And no matter how magical it looks, this unicorn doesn't grant wishes, it grants revenge. If you enjoyed this strange, wild journey into dark comedy and horror, let us know. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What would you have done if you hit a unicorn? Smash that like button if you love movies that break the rules. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Movies Review, for more twisted tales, deep breakdowns, and the stories hiding in the shadows. Thanks for watching, and remember,